So in one of your automations in ConvertKit, you've now got subscribers who are on hold and you can't move them through the process. In this video, I'm going to show you why that happens, how to prevent it from happening in the future, and how to progress those on hold subscribers so that they flow through the rest of your automation. Okay, so in this example, I'm showing you a simple visual automation in ConvertKit that I've configured for the purpose of this video. So someone gets tagged, they have a tag added to the profile, and this is a trigger for starting this automation. Okay. When they start the automation, the first step in the sequence is this email sequence here, an instruction to email. If you look at it, it's just got one email in at the moment. Okay. We can see here we've got 3 subscribers that are currently on hold. If I want to see who's on hold, I can click on that there and it'll show me the 3 email addresses of the people who are on hold. But the question is, why are subscribers going on hold? Now, the most likely cause is as follows. So if I click on this step in here, this email sequence, and I go into the top right corner over here, and I get into email, if I get into the email sequence settings, it'll open up, and down on this corner here, bottom right corner, it says, should subscribers added via visual automations stay in the sequence? Okay. If you've got that set to yes, it means that even after ConvertKit has served up the last email in that sequence, it will still keep those subscribers in that sequence. Okay. If there's not any more emails to serve them, then they'll be flagged up as being on hold because there's nowhere else for them to go in that sequence. Okay. Now, conversely, if you set that to no, then subscribers, once they've been served the last email in that sequence, will automatically move to the next step in the automation. So you might be wondering, why would you have one setting over the other? Having this configuration here where you've got yes, keep them in there. Now that's very useful for sequences that are, let's say you have an evergreen sequence and you're adding emails to it in an ongoing basis. Let's say you add an email or 2 every week, and to grow this list of evergreen emails. If you want to keep the subscribers in there so that every time you create a new email, then they'll get served it, then you want to have that setting set to yes. However, the problem occurs when you've got this setting in the sequence set to yes, and you've got a step after this current step in the sequence. If this step here was not in the sequence, the subscribers would not be marked as being on hold. They would just finish the automation. Okay, so now we know why it happens. It's because we have that configuration in our sequence to say yes, keep subscribers in there, and we've got a subsequent step or steps after that in an automation. So that's why it happens. So how do you prevent it from happening in the future? Well, there's 2 ways. The most obvious way is don't have anything after a sequence that's configured in that way, so make it the last step in an automation. Or alternatively, don't have that setting in your sequence in here. Don't have that set to yes, make sure it's set to no. So that's the 2 ways of preventing future subscribers from being placed on hold and being effectively locked inside that automation, inside that sequence. So that's the 2 ways of doing it. But now, how do we move the subscribers that we currently have locked are on hold in that sequence? How do we move them through? So in ConvertKit, the way visual automations work is, think of things moving from the top downwards to the bottom, is in a chronological order. Now there can be multiple conditions in certain circumstances that need to happen in order for things to move, but in general, subscribers join at the top and they flow through down to the last step until the end of the automation. So what we need to do in order to move these people on is effectively drag them down, pull them down from that step into another step. So temporarily what we do is we add in a temporary step into the automation. So I'll click the little plus button here, And this time I'm going to create an event, and I'm going to say a tag is added. Now ConvertKit will say, well, which tag do you want me to look out for? We pick the tag, so let's say it's this one here, move on hold subscribers, and we click the add event. Okay. So the way ConvertKit automations work is if you insert an event into an automation, and that event is triggered, then it'll pull the subscribers that are above that point in the automation. It'll pull them down to that step. Okay, so what we're trying to do is get these 3 subscribers who are currently on hold and pull them down into this step here. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is by using this tag called move on hold subscribers. What you call the tag is irrelevant, doesn't matter. I've now created the tag. So now what I want to do is I want to get in here and I want to look at the 3 subscribers that are currently on hold. I'll go up here and I'll click that subscriber tick box. It selects all those, and then at the top right you'll see bulk actions. One of the options in this drop down list is add a tag. Okay, so I'm going to look for the tag that we just added into that event, that one there, move on hold subscribers, and I'm going to click save. So what it's doing now in the background is it's going and applying that tag to these 3 profiles. So when we look at this automation in a moment, when we look at these subscribers, they will have that tag applied to the profile. So if I click on one, these are all just demos, test accounts. You can see it's now got this move on hold subscriber tag associated with it. Okay, so now when I go back to the automation, what you can see in here is it still says there's 3 subscribers on hold. But what will happen if you give it a couple of minutes is this step here will now be triggered, because this is looking out for people who are inside this automation who have this tag associated with a profile, and it's going to pull those people down and put them in this step of the process. So I'm just going to do a quick refresh. You can see we had 7 subscribers in total up here, 3 of which were on hold and 4 which weren't, and so 4 people had managed to successfully complete the automation. So it's these 3 here that we're trying to move down using this tag here. So hit the refresh, and now you can see there are no subscribers on hold. We've now got 3 with the tag in here, and they've automatically, as soon as they've completed that step, they've now gone down and they're now in this step here. Okay, so if I click on this, you can see those 3 email addresses are now in here. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. What we've done is we've introduced a temporary step here just to drag the on hold subscribers out of that sequence, and then that allows them to flow naturally into the next step in the process. So just to tidy up what we've already done, so it's always good practice, is go back, click on the edit that step. Remember, this is a temporary step that we added in, and I just want to delete that event. Okay, so I'm just going to say delete yes, and it puts it back to the way the sequence, so the automation was before we introduced that temporary step. Okay, so if I leave it like that, the chances are more people will go on hold because I haven't updated the settings in that sequence. So like I said, if I want to update the settings in there, I would get in there, I would change that to no, I would click update sequence, and that means that in future people will just flow through this without being placed on hold. After they get the last email, they'll just drop into this one. Okay, hope that was helpful. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.